I need me a hustle to make my money triple double while working my 9 to 5. Got me a bag, but I wanna widen the size. Upgrade what I drive. Vroom, vroom. Money makers in the room. Watch your bank account bloom. Being broke, dead tune. Wanna make the money flip, stay tuned. The CHP. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. CHP. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. Hey, yo, check dig. You're now tuned in to the Corporate Hustle Podcast with your host, Demisha Samuels, the money flipper, the income accelerator, and head hustler at Corporate Hustle University. CHP. The Corporate Hustle Podcast.
All right, I'll mute myself. Hey guys, it is I, Demisha Samuels, your career and income strategist, here making sure that you stay ready so you don't have to get ready as we elevate those incomes and careers in corporate. Remember, corporate is stable but not loyal, and I'm here to prepare you for the betrayal in case it comes. But no, today we're going to talk about some trends in corporate, I would say in jobs in general, that we want to discuss. And I also wanted to make sure I told you about April 6th is the next workshop for those who actually want to plan out their career and strategy. You don't want to just rely on a one-on-one with your company to plan out your career for your life. So if you want to actually strategically plan out your career and your income, then sign up for the workshop on April 6th. It's virtual, so you can do it from the comfort of your home. It is recorded, so you can go back and watch it. And you do get to join my community where we support you for 30 days and all the kind of other good stuff. You'll see it on the site to make sure that you actually have a plan and a strategy in place for your actual career. Okay? But DM me if you have questions about that. Don't just, be like, oh, I don't need that. You probably do need a career strategy in your life. Actually written strategy, not just, oh, I know I want a promotion sometime in the future, or I think if I just hold on, or if I happen to see a job that catches my eye, I'll apply. No, have a strategy, a plan to actually take your skills in your income, match it with the market, do all the things that aligns with your career and the lifestyle that you want to live too, right? So that's also important. And we talk about all of that, as well as whether you should stay, whether you should go, whether you should build a side hustle. All those things happen in the career and income strategy session workshop, April 6th. Be sure to check it out. The link is there. So let's talk about these 2024 trends. Now, how I got into trends and looking at trends is because one day I was at work and a book showed up at my desk called Who Moved My Cheese? And I know when this book shows up that means that corporate is about to do layoffs or organizational changes or all kinds of things, right? And so I went from training for my Six Sigma green belt in IT to being forced to reapply for my job. And I did keep mine and upskilled and changed positions several times and got promoted. But what it taught me was that, one, corporate is stable but not loyal. And two, there are certain things and trends that you can look out for to protect yourself and to understand and to know and to be aware of in your corporate surroundings so that you can kind of detect what is actually happening and maybe even get ahead of it for yourself, right? So one of the trends for 2024 that you see is you see some people returning back into the workplace 3 days a week, 5 days a week, but there's also a lot of remote and hybrid work models that are being adopted. So some companies are putting their stake in the ground, right? They're either saying, come in, we want you back in these offices, or they've completely adopted the whole remote and hybrid work model and they're there, right? So you have to decide for your lifestyle and your well-being, which one do you want to be in? What type of work model do you want to be in? You will have those options depending on what your industry is and what's going on. Hey, be sure to give StreamYard access so I can see your name, or put your name in the comments if you have questions along the way or comments about what I'm saying about these work trends, right? So there'll be an adoption of remote and hybrid work trends. There are some companies, I think Instacart is a remote one, whereas like UPS is like bring your ass in, right? Me, I'm at like 3 days a week. So, it's different ones for different people, but that is going to be a continuing debate and issue all 2024 and 2025. The next thing is the focus on employee well-being. So you'll see that your companies will be increasingly prioritizing if you're happy, well-being programs and support systems. And yeah, you want to think this is coming from the bottom of their hearts, but actually what I tend to think that you remember insurance is their realm, right? And mental stability is their realm, right? So they realize that you can see the trend of mentally unstable people in the world, right? You guys see it in social media. You see the numbers. You see this. And so you see the emphasis on corporate saying, therapy is included in your doggone health package, people. Please get a therapist. They're giving you free therapy sessions. It's because what they learned is some of y'all just ain't right up here. Okay. It just ain't right all the way up in here. So companies will increasingly prioritize your mental health and overall well-being because they don't want that on their hands, right? They don't want all the cray-crays that are out here on their hands. So you'll see that focus on employee well-being, health, mental days, initiatives, de-stress yourselves, come on down, right? Because y'all dragging a whole bunch of crazy people back into the office. No, but for real, you'll see the focus on employee well-being. And let me know if you use any of your benefits now. But you see that all of a sudden that you'll see when you go on your company sites, they're emphasizing, get a free therapy session or it's already included in your insurance. Be sure to use it. You'll see that. All right. Here's actually, I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to save it, but you're going to see the increase in the use of AI and automation. Automation is always a thing. I work in IT. It's always like, how can we automate? How can we automate? How can we go faster, better, stronger, or whatever, right? But you'll see the use of AI and automation combined, and it'll become more prevalent with streamlining your tasks. You're probably going to see, in my opinion, one of the smallest things you'll start to see is, I believe, is that you'll see, like, how you're recording your meetings now, but you'll be able to get those minutes from those meetings instantly, right, through AI, right? Just think about simple ways that this will begin to creep into your workspace, but you're going to be able to collaborate, and they're going to be requiring you to use AI to get faster and better and learn how to feed it in order to do your job, right? Upskilling and reskilling is the next one. So because of all the technology that's changing rapidly all the time, you're always going to be continuously learning, or you're going to either be upskilling yourself, like learning an additional skill, or reskilling, meaning what you know now is obsolete. You need to go learn something else, right? So again, in the strategy sessions, workshops that I'm hosting on April 6th, we'll talk about whether your skills need to be upskilled or reskilled, right? To get to your income goals, to get to your career goals, you always need a plan on what you need to be upskilling and reskilling at, right? Because you should always be evolving yourself. You're sitting at your job, you're learning things, and now you can say, oh, can I take this to the next level this way or that way? Or I don't even like any of this ish that I'm doing. I want to completely leave this industry or completely leave what I'm doing and reskill and take my tangible skills to South Beach and somewhere else, right? So in 2024, you're going to see an emphasis on this upscaling and reskilling. Sustainability practices, right? So if you are somebody who has the ability to put projects together or to help your company out, one of the things you could look at, whether it's for your big projects, whatever, is how to make your company more sustainable practices, right? This is anything that we can do to be more eco-friendly, in small ways or big ways, is always going to be a win-win, of course, for us as a society, but also for your company to gloat about and be happy about, and to say, yo, we are not hurting the environment with our company, right? Because nobody wants a company or to be around a company that's hurting the environment, right? So that will be there. Hey, you guys, I figured my makeup's already done. Let me go ahead and go live. Data privacy and cybersecurity. You guys, come on. You already know that this is going to be a trend. It's already a trend. Your data is worth so much money. Your data is worth money. Protecting your data is worth money. So you will see the rise with people working remotely or even hybrid or sometimes at home. You saw that, They're gonna want your IPs in your houses protected. That's another reason why they want y'all back in the offices, so they can protect what's going on. Because in your houses with y'all weak IPs going on there, they know that you can be infiltrated. And so if you're somebody who works on sensitive data or with a lot of companies' data, they want you in. That's another reason why they want you in the office to protect that data, right? And they can't protect you as much when you are at home. But you're gonna see cybersecurity and all of them continue to push forward in that industry and be able to make sure that we're protected 24/7 when it comes to the situation. The next digital, war will be digital. So it's a big thing. Um, Collaboration tools will become a bigger thing. I can do a live. Just let me know if you want me to talk about the most trending collaboration tools that are out there for you. Because you're not going to be in the same physical locations. There's a lot of memes and jokes that talk about how they bring you into the office just to say, hey, get in the office just to get on a call. Like, I could have did that from my house. That's how I be feeling like. But nonetheless, you get into the office to get on calls. You're not gonna be in the same physical location with all your coworkers probably ever again. So there's different type of collaboration tools for you to brainstorm and do stuff with. I can do one, but just know that you need to find one that you like. Let's talk about, I think I see a trend with some of our newer companies, and that's flexible work schedules. And so some of us in IT, we kind of flex type of people, because we work with people who might be in different countries, different time zones all the time. But you're going to see overall, even outside of IT, more flexible work schedules, right? And we're not just talking about location. I'm not just talking about whether you come in or not come in. I'm talking about what times you work, right? What days you work, different time zones. What's your personal preferences? Maybe you're a night person or evening person. You're gonna see that there's gonna be opportunities and jobs and places that you never thought of that will be more flexible to what your trips are when it comes to what you want to be awake at and when you actually want to do work. um and the only last one I want to talk about was just leadership and communication, right? So you're going to see that more leaders will have to become personal brands, and they're going to be asking you as an employee to be personal brands for the company, right? You're going to see that they want you to be a brand for the company. You're going to start to see that. They'll be training some people to do it, but they know if you guys can show up better on LinkedIn and other platforms, that it benefits them as a company. And when you guys show up weak and you show up, it hurts them as a company. So I think you're going to see even more training when it comes to asking normal everyday employees to kind of become brand ambassadors. Of course, for sure, your sales teams are going to be leading that way. Is that they're going to be like, yo, you in sales, for sure you're going to show up for us online with your personal brand promoting these services and things of that nature. But look for it from even the people who are on the marketing staff or the accounting staff. If you go on LinkedIn now, you'll start to see it in general. If you can show up as an expert in your field, then you should do so. Now, I'm going to always caution, because I'm a LinkedIn expert and I'm a personal brand strategist, income strategist first, that remember that your social platforms are for you to show up as an expert for yourself in your industry with your knowledge. And then secondary to that, it would be the company that you work for. But the first and foremost is always about your networks, your career, and what you have going on when it comes to your platforms, your personal platforms. But you will see that you probably can get social media training on how to become an expert online more and more in corporate as they see the value of it. They're going to treat you guys as the influencers. You work for a corporate. It's easy for you to influence people than them paying sometimes influencers, or sometimes it's easier for you to create content for the company, rather than doing that. So definitely, from like, if you think about it, recruiters will need content. So if I want to do like a day in the life of being an IT person at such and such company, this helps the recruitment team, right? So you see how everyday employees can now become critical and crucial in this digital landscape in social media. But yeah, so those are some of the trends. And I nerd out on this type of thing. I do it so you don't have to. That's why I want you in the career workshop on April 6th, so that we can strategically get together with this mind right here and your mind and your skill sets to make sure that you have your strategy planned out for 2024 and beyond. right? Because again, corporate is stable and not loyal. And I'm here to make sure that you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So these have been some of the trends that I've been seeing happen. Put your questions about career, about strategy, about income, about LinkedIn, about anything that relates to your professional and personal development. And I'm here to answer them and help you with that. Let's see. Make sure I have any questions. Hey, you guys. All right. So even if you catch this on a replay, be sure to ask your questions and do all the things. Do not neglect your career and your income goals. Join a community that we talk about these things, because it's not always top of mind, but it is always top on my mind to make sure that you are focused and locked in and not just drifting through your career, waiting on one-on-ones to tell you what your next move will be in a company. Okay, because that ain't it. That ain't the business. All right. I will talk to you guys soon. As always, it's always great being here. What's today? Oh, it's Monday. Get me out here on the internet on Monday. But yeah, let me know, and I will see you on the workshop April 6th, and you'll see me live again all week. If you're not following me on LinkedIn, find me on LinkedIn, because I want to make sure that we're connected over there, that I'm able to see your LinkedIn and see you showing up for yourselves and advocating for yourselves and all the things. Let me see here. Oh, all right. I'll talk to you guys soon, and be sure to catch the replay, catch the trends, and let me know what trends that you're seeing out here in these corporate streets, because I want to know. Talk to you guys. Let me find my little outro. Well, no, I'm gonna do the intro outro. See you guys soon.
Yeah. I need me a hustle to make my money triple double while working my 9 to 5. Got me a bag, but I wanna widen the size. Upgrade what I drive. Vroom, vroom. Money makers in the room. Watch your bank account bloom. Being broke, dead tune. Wanna make the money flip, stay tuned. The CHP. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. CHP. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. The Corporate Hustle Podcast. Hey, yo, check dig. You're now tuned in to the Corporate Hustle Podcast with your host, Demisha Samuels, the money flipper, the income accelerator, and head hustler at Corporate Hustle University.